warning residents about the consequences of purchasing stolen items. Residents weighing in on the recent break-in in Port Lacaya. And students of the Beacon School welcoming special visitors.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Wolf-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news, a warning tonight from the island's top cop regarding the purchase of stolen items. This coming after police cracked a major house-breaking ring and a quantity of stolen items recovered. The local police chief cautions of the consequence, noting that the law will take its course. Italia Hall has the details.
The Assistant Commissioner of Police Samuel Butler says, over the last month, there have been reports of house break-ins and stolen items taking place in various communities on Grand Bahama. As a result, some persons were taken into custody, charged, and now are awaiting trial. But he is concerned that there may be persons and businesses willing to purchase stolen goods.
We want persons to be a little more alert, a little more calculated in their biddings. I will say to the public that if someone is offering something on the street for sale and the price is overly appealing, then you may want to raise a flag and to say that something may not be right with that particular item. And some persons are purchasing it. Based on our investigation, we are able to go to several locations and remove those items. And so you may think that you gain today, but certainly whatever it is that you bid, you may lose tomorrow because that property did not, in the first instance, belong to the seller.
He says persons can reach out to the police department for guidance when purchasing items on the streets, because the buyer can also be brought before the court for having the stolen items in their possession. Now, when asked why the authorities do not alert the public sometimes when there are crime trends in the community, he says they must always be strategic in what they do.
Once we recognize we have control, we need not to go out and create an environment of fear. The police actually have its ability to plan itself covertly in areas that are of concern, and we think we do a really good job doing that. And so we would not alarm community unnecessarily. If we get to a point where we recognize that things are beyond our ability, then certainly we'd want to sensitize in a wide way.
ACP Butler says residents should always mark their items so that it can be easily identified if stolen. And for the persons taking part in this type of illegal activity, he says he and his team will leave no stone unturned in seeking them out and bringing them to justice.
A small factor in the community are doing these things. Generally, from my observation, the community here in Grand Bahamas has been really peaceful, been very cordial.
ACP Butler says in many cases, it is the support of the community that helps them solve crimes. He is asking for the community continued partnership as they seek to keep Grand Bahama safe. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
In other news, police say the watches stolen in that heist at John Bull in Port Lacaya yesterday value around $900,000. Two suspects dressed as women entered the establishment, smashed the store's showcase, and made off with a quantity of expensive watches. The suspects reportedly fled the scene on foot and then made their escape in a stolen black Infiniti car. It was later recovered by police a short while later near Sergeant Major Road. Now, police have confirmed that no weapons were used in that robbery and are once again confirming that there are no suspects in custody at this time. If you have any information that could help police with this investigation, you should contact the Central Detective Unit in Grand Bahama at 350-3107-12, 911-919, or you can also call Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS or your nearest police station. Well, meantime, residents are weighing in on that robbery in Port Lacaya yesterday. Despite the unfortunate incident, many say they still feel that Grand Bahama is an overall safe place to live. Many describe the scene as one out of a movie. Others likening it to the hit film Set It Off, where desperation drives four inner-city women to bank robbery. Those women, like these bank robbers, wearing wigs to conceal their identity.
Get on the ground!
Everybody get on the ground! Go ahead, I say, give me this rollie. You think I play? Give me all the rollie and time.
This latest incident on Grand Bahama leaving many stunned, yet many describe the scene as one out of a movie. Others likening it to the hit film Set It Off, where desperation drives four inner-city women to bank robbery. Those women, like these bank robbers, wearing wigs to conceal their identity. This latest incident on Grand Bahama leaving many stunned, yet they believe that this incident is isolated and Grand Bahama is still one of the safest places on earth.
When we say it's isolated, it could be an isolated incident, but when you look at what goes on in the world, it's things that you see on TV, because people were referencing it to the movie Set It Off. But when you look at it, it can happen in any country at any time. But
one thing I can say is that our officers, they've been on the job, they've been making sure that anything that's happening, they're right there to conclude it quickly, and so I feel very safe in Grand Bahama.
I think we're still a relatively safe island. I think it was disheartening to find out that John Bull got robbed.
I still feel that Grand Bahama is one of the safest places where we can live and do business. One of the things that I've learned about this robbery is the positives and the negatives of social media, because within a matter of minutes, information was able to spread around the island.
Some say this is a warning to employers and their employees to also be watchful.
You must always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure that you pay attention to who's coming and going on in your business.
We can look to the police, however, we still need to do our part in making sure that our areas are safe and that we know the people that are around us.
Once news broke, social media went crazy with memes, using images of SpongeBob, Set It Off, some inquiring about the wigs the men used, even comparing Freeport robbers to Nassau robbers. These residents say while these young men are not to be credited for this action, they were creative with their disguise.
I see where a lot of creativity is in Grand Bahama, and I wish that the younger people and the older people would be able to use it for positive instead of negative.
They should get a high penalty for just sitting down and thinking something like that, simply because, men dressing up as women, putting on bra, putting the pads in the bra, the creativity, they should be enacting.
Switching gears now, the family of Grand Bahama's latest traffic fatality victim is requesting the public's assistance. Tonight, they say they still have more questions than answers as to how their loved one met his demise. They believe someone out there has the answers that they need for closure in this matter. Megan Shepard has their story.
Family and friends of the late Trey Garvey gathering at his home to appeal for assistance from the public. The 19-year-old Garvey was the victim of a hit-and-run fatality on Sunday, July 15th, but his body was not identified by family members until Tuesday, July 17th. His father, Troy, is asking anyone with any information that may assist the investigation to come forward.
We are making an appeal to the Grand Bahama community to please, whoever gave Trey a ride from Jonestown to wherever he got off up in Freeport, to please come forward to the police, call or say something, because that is a missing point in the whole investigation. And our family, we are really crying out to you to please come forward. It's a big help for us to know how he got from 8 Mile Rock to Freeport.
Although it is too late to bring his son back, Garvey says that he believes that his son's life could have been saved if someone who saw the incident had telephoned for help.
Because according to certain witness, they say they passed the scene even after the accident and saw my son laying on the ground holding his hand up trying to get some assistance. And so it is such a sad occasion to know that somebody could really knock somebody down, don't know if they're living or dead, and leave the scene when you could possibly be the same person who caused the injury to save somebody's life.
Garvey says that his son was on the path to fulfilling his dreams of having a singing career and had just recently wrote and produced a song with his childhood friend, Jarrell.
without you. I just don't know what I would do. You tore my heart in two.
And so when we heard that, it seems that he was predestined for what happened. It's like, somebody told him they can pray for him. He said, don't pray for me. I pray on every day. I pray 24/7. Me and God is one. And so the memories that we had with Trey in his conversation, he understood. He understood that society and the system is not for the humans, because he always says these humans, he can't deal with these humans. So on a positive note, you look at him and you say, at least these humans no more.
The activist, who has fought for the rights of many Grand Bahamians, is now making an appeal to the community for assistance, as his son, unfortunately, did not have insurance.
It's the first time I ever asked the community to give me something, but I'm pleading to the community to give us assistance so we could help defray the cost. They could help us defray the cost of his burial. I want the community to know: don't come to this funeral in your coat suit. Don't come in your dress. Don't come in your high heels. This can be a musical celebration. This is gonna we musicking it up. We dressing down. We putting on jeans and tennis, and we wearing our t-shirt, and we going out there to send him off exactly how he lived. He was a simple young man.
The Garvey family is still waiting for the investigations to come to a conclusion and for the death certificate of Trey Garvey to be released. They hope to lay him to rest on August 4th. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after.